just to make it abundantly clear, fuck generative AI. Fuck it. I don't want it. I don't want it in my games. I don't want it in my books. I don't want it in anything, really. I'm pretty late to the news, but I saw the Game Informer interview, and clearly he said generative AI. Clearly he said we care about making a product and we don't want to spend dev time on it. So fuck anyone who uses generative AI, because that means you care way more about the contentification and profit of art as opposed to the actual respect and time and craft and humanity behind a piece of art. I know about crunch culture in game making, in anything, any kind of creative process. I know crunch culture is very real. I know that artists, it's already hard enough to get a job in any kind of creative field, and it's also just they're not paying their artists, and if they are, then they are demanding that these artists work so much overtime in order to get this product pushed out. And I don't want to support that anymore. I want these artists paid for their time. If you wanted, you're essentially confessing to using generative AI for concept work. We just used it for concept work. No, I don't want that. No. I want artists to have job stability. I want artists to be able to rest after an appropriate amount of work. I want them to be more than just taken advantage of. We are asking for basic human respect. I want artists to be able to create work that they are proud of, no matter how much time or energy that takes. I want them to feel safe making that artwork, and I want them to feel safe enough to release that artwork into a world that is not going to steal it through generative AI. And look, I get it. AI, there's really it's messy because there's AI for the sake of taking a lot of consensually provided data and essentially summarizing it versus generative AI, which is essentially using thousands and thousands of stolen reference art material in order to generate a visual product. I get it, but hey, you chose to use the words generative AI, which not borrows, which steals formulas, scripts, uh, previous artwork from several other environments and artists. What I'm saying is, or what I'm trying to say is, I want transparency. You chose very specific words and you were very confident about it. I want to know when generative AI is used in any piece of media I consume. Not just it even if it's just for concept artwork. I don't know. I still value time that artists take to make thumbnails, to make what do you call it? Like the thumbprints or like the screen prints for movies and films. I still want to support human artists behind that. And if you're saying that you value time and profit more than that, I want to know. I want to know what these tools are. I want to know where I am encountering generative AI in these video games, what parts of the process it was involved in. I want to have transparency in if generative AI was involved in the apps that I use, the books that I consume. I want big companies like this to make stances and make me feel comfortable as a consumer. I want them to say, we do not support generative AI and we support human artists and writers, crafts. Is that so hard? In retrospect, I'm really thankful for my early days on fucking DeviantArt for teaching me that artists are so disrespected. Like, people, I come from being raised on the internet and seeing how prevalent art theft was. And even back then, on smaller websites like DeviantArt, just seeing how awful it was to make these reports and essentially have nothing happen. Anyway, I have a lot of feelings on the subject, but again, to make it abundantly clear, it is the year of our Lord 2026. I do not consent to any kind of generative AI content. because I deeply value and respect artists and want to aggressively support them. And in order to do that, I demand informed consent from everyone. I want to support companies that have the same passion and have the same commitment to honoring and paying and respecting artists as I do. Yep. Also, one more thing, to anyone who's defending generative AI and just saying it's like the future, I'm not going to engage with you. I'm not going to argue with you. That is my firm self boundary. What I will say is, I pity you. I pity you greatly. You care more about a product to sell in order to meet numbers, make money, whatever end goal you have of making a profit and making a name of yourself. You've never had the experience of finding community in artwork, of going to your local artist alley and bonding with a starving essential artist over something that you really, really love. Like, I got this werewolf t shirt from an artist over at MagFest, and we got to talk about our mutual love for werewolves. And to see the light in his eyes when I got to directly support his business and his livelihood, support his love of creation. You've never experienced that, have you? I feel sorry for you. You must be very lonely. Still, I'm not excusing Gen AI. Go fuck yourself.